We're back with another episode from A Lunchtime Conversation.
Catch any new episodes on Monday, anywhere you get podcasts. Okay, for this episode, let's do a couple just kind of quick ones, quick fire ones. We'll have some fun, just some hot takes, whatever you guys got.
Some more grab bag type stuff.
Baggies.
Grab bag number 2.
Trevin, start it.
Let's start it off with lottery.
The lottery.
You win the big one too.
You haven't done this one?
No.
You win the big kahuna?
And maybe we talk about, and that might be part of it, how you win the $1.7 billion one that just happened a few months ago.
It's not unlimited. It's just there was a lottery. Okay.
You win the lottery. It's $1.7 billion. So
that
after
might as
taxes,
well be unlimited.
After taxes, you get $700 million.
Is that the cash payout? Or
Yeah,
is
that's
that
the cash
over
payout.
30
I guess that's the
years?
first
let's
thing.
do that.
Would you take the cash payout or would you do the monthly thing?
So my first take was the monthly thing.
Fuck that.
Yeah. And then I talked to an accountant and I got learned up. Like, you can make that 700 million work more than the 1 million or whatever that you'd get.
Now, if you only
million.
won the lottery where it was $1 million, then it might be worth it to take it over a certain, because that's not life-changing money necessarily. It is, but
that's life-changing money.
it is, but it's not like
But you're
going to make money on your money necessarily.
Yeah.
The 700 million from the 1.7 billion.
You just have to be smart with it.
You only need 100 million in the bank. You put 600 million in this in
Okay.
different stocks.
Okay, so is that what you're doing? Okay, so we're all taking the lump.
Yes.
lump
Lump it.
lumping.
Okay, so now what do you do with it? So you're saying you're taking 100 million and you're investing it.
I invest most of it.
And, like, just generally invest it, or like, are you picking your investments?
Oh, I'm hiring a full-time accountant.
Yeah.
to
You guys
monitor
are
and
going
manage.
too fast. You win the ticket. It's the $1.7 billion.
Okay, let's reset. Let's reset.
Like, do you
I thought about this, by the way, and I think I told you what I would do.
Yes, I think I would do the same. I
So-
would probably call some friends and be like, "Dude, I'm nervous. Could you bring some heat and some body armor and ride with me to my
You'd go full.
Yeah, so me and Trevin actually, we
You
bought
wouldn't be
lottery tickets.
incognito?
No. We bought lottery tickets, and I told Trevin, I was like, if I win, expect a phone call. And I think we had work the next day.
Yeah.
And I was like, expect a phone call. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm gonna need you, bud. What do you mean you need? I'm going to need you to get me to where I need to get to safely. So come
But
get
no
it.
one's gonna know that you have the winning ticket.
I understand that, but I'm not taking that risk. For $1.7 billion,
people would kill.
I am not
But
taking
they
that
don't
risk.
know that you have the winning ticket.
That's fine.
They know that it was someone
What
in
if I
this
got into a-
county.
What
They
if
do
I
know
got into a
that.
car accident, but unbeknownst to anybody, got into a car accident, the guy goes to check on me, and in my seat right there's the lottery ticket, and he goes, oh, oops, sorry for hitting you.
But then you're also banking that he knows the winning lottery number off the top of his
Dude,
head.
I'm just saying, so that's some wild shit, but it's not a chance I'm taking for
You're putting too
1.7.
much logic into this, Braden.
I am. I'm sorry. This is a grab bag. Okay,
But I'm
so
with Trevin. My first instinct, well, first off, what would your emotion be as they read that last number?
Oh,
I
I'd
would
be
cry.
nervous.
I think I would cry.
I think I would cry.
It'd be so crazy.
It would be very
I'd go,
I would read it and I'd go, exactly. It would be, oh my God. Like, I'd check it 10 times and then I'd start crying because my life is about to change. I'd be like, oh my God, this is incredible. Right. And then I would actually keep it a fucking secret.
Oh, yes.
100%.
No, I wouldn't even like call you guys. I would just,
No, but
I
that's
would
why I told
secretly-
Trevin. I told him, I was like, I'm not telling you what's going on, because I didn't tell him this beforehand. I told him after the fact of, like, if I would have won, you were going to get a phone call. Well, what would you need me for?
I need you to do
I need you at my house with your rifle and your armor now. Why? I don't, get here.
You got a mission,
now.
and I need protection.
Would you guys respond to that? Would you show up?
It goes.
It would take some coaxing. At first, I'd be like, "Hey, what the fuck are you getting me into, Jordan? You know, like, I'm
This
not
is-
gonna kill
this-
somebody.
No,
you know,
This is, as one of your best friends, I need you here now, and I need you to trust what I'm telling you.
then I'd be there.
I love you, and I need you here now.
I'd be there.
I'd show up because I bet he just wants to talk in person, not over the phone. So
Sure.
show up and then he's like,
And that's the point, is I'm not
Yes.
saying shit over the phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I'm with you. See, I think mine would just be casual, incognito. I won. I did my thing privately, and I'm gonna go and collect my stuff.
So I'd try to sneak away slowly from work. I would probably tell my boss, like, I have another job offer with this company.
On day one, you would do that?
No. This is going back. Yeah, day one I would meet with a lawyer. Day two I'd meet with an accountant.
But what would you do for your work day one? Because I wouldn't show back up. But I'm telling my boss, hey, buddy,
I would show up.
I apologize. I got some things to do going on right now that I can't be at work for. I need to take a day.
It depends on what's going on at work. I might take the day and be like, hey, I'm going to take a personal day today and do some stuff around my house that I've been neglecting. I just need to get done. So I'd probably take a day, but I would try to get like accountant and lawyer set up before I do anything.
Oh yeah.
And then similar for you guys, accountant and lawyer, would you talk to?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Like a financial advisor.
I don't trust myself with $700 million.
You buy 15 jets and it's like you're broke.
Yeah.
For me, it would be more like I want to maximize this, and so I need to set up my future, and I also need money for me. So,
I can't invest $500 appropriately.
I'm gambling that shit on fucking sports.
I need a professional.
They're like, there's a max bet, sir. No, there isn't. I just bought the company.
Okay, so we're all careful. We're all figuring shit out. Are you quitting your job?
Yes.
How soon?
That week.
You're quitting that week.
Yeah.
I'd hold on to it for a minute.
Here's why. The $700 million is so much money to me that I already know I'm not going to care about that job, regardless of what it is. I cannot be convinced to give a shit.
Yeah, you couldn't even fake it.
About all the problems I've got to deal with at work, all the problems you've got to deal with at work.
But let me try to convince you. I think what I would want to do, because I'm the same, I would not care, but I would care about my privacy. So the way I would set it up is I would talk to my boss and be like, hey, I got another job offer. I told them I want it to be 3 months though. And the reason is because I want to help with the hiring process. I want to help with the training process. If we find someone quicker and it goes quicker than that, great. But I don't want to just leave you hanging, because I'd want them to be like, man, he's a good dude, leaving on good terms. But then also it's like there's not rumors.
Here's the question.
Because I would take 3 months to draw up my house plans and where I want to live and where I want to move to and what my family wants to do.
If you didn't have a job, you could do all that way faster.
Yeah.
Here's the question.
Yeah, no kidding.
At what point, if you collected the money safely, it was in an account, so not physical cash, you were set, that money was yours, you had the lawyer, you had the accountant, at what point would you tell somebody? At what point would you tell your boss or your close friends, here's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because it seems erratic. You've worked at the company that you've at for like 10 years, right? Yep. It would be erratic if tomorrow you came to us and said, I got a job offer I'm taking.
Yeah. I'm with you. I would, once I might even be telling people like pretty quickly of just, holy shit.
Once the money's secured, I'm more comfortable to say something.
Yeah, and I'm, hey, I'm no longer working here because I don't need to. I work to fucking live. I don't live to work. Adios.
True.
You know,
and it would be tough. It'd be like, your wife's like, why are you waking up to go to work when you have $700 million in the account?
Just stay in bed. Yeah.
It would be tough. It'd be tough. But like, I'd want to do it in such a way that people thought I was leaving to another job. Like,
so you would want to keep it discreet.
Oh, very.
As long as you could.
Yes. But so now next question, let's make it a little bit easier number to comprehend. 500 million. How much of the 500 million are you going to give away to friends and family?
Million each?
No, total. Out of your 500 million that you have,
like,
would you give away half to friends and family, or more like?
I'm probably keeping it to like 10 million.
Yeah,
to give away to friends and family.
20 million to give away. I don't even know if it'd be that much. I mean, it would be enough to change. I would want to change enough people's lives.
Here's the thing. Where we're at in life,
whatever that number is.
If I give you guys 500 grand, it's paying all your bills.
Oh yeah.
You don't have bills. That's life changing.
Your house is paid off. Your cars are paid off.
Like, but that's only $1 million to both of you, right? Like
exactly.
And then I'm not a big family person.
But I'm gonna keep my job. You know, let's say you give me that 500. I'm gonna pay my house off. I'm gonna upgrade my lifestyle.
Oh, for you, sure. Yeah,
I'm gonna keep my job.
Yes.
And you're gonna change my life for me.
Oh,
yeah. But in a mild way and
not a disruptive way.
Not disruptive, exactly. I'm going to be forever grateful, and I'm going to be stress-free for a very long time.
Yes. And then when he takes us on vacation to Dubai, it's not a big deal to go there because, like, the house is paid for. Like, we're even saving up money to do some of that stuff. So that's where I think it would be fun, because you could change people's lives, but not pay them, like, $5 million so they do quit. And then they're like, well, I kind of running out.
They fuck themselves.
Yes.
Yeah. Because what would be nice, that you pay your houses off, your cars off, all your debts off, and now that payment that you're making, you can invest that payment.
Oh, yeah.
So that is life changing, because now that's a cycle of money you're not getting.
I might actually do more. So let's say I wanted to play fucking video games every goddamn day.
You wanted a buddy to
And I
play
need a buddy to play video games every goddamn
You
day.
hire a buddy.
So here's 10 million.
Here's 90 grand a year.
Yes.
That's
Do you want
genius.
Do you want to know the thing though? I've thought about that. There's certain friends like you guys and other people that I know that it would be fun to be like, hey, like I want to give you a little bit more so that when I want to play Call of Duty, sorry, you got to drop your shit and come play Call of Duty with me. That's your job.
Oh
You
my
literally
God.
And you're like,
buy
your
your
job.
friend.
and you're
Yes.
like, gosh, I hate Call of Duty, but $2 million a year is worth it.
Yes. I'd be down, especially if I didn't have to work anymore.
Or like I like shooting guns. You hire 2 or 3 friends to own a gun range that's a private gun club that only your friends and family can go to. Like
Oh, that'd be sick.
that type of stuff too. Like it would be. So you like, but that's where 700 million. What would be tough is if you only win like 20 million, because that's where still life changing. But that'd be hard to
You
share.
can't. That's not stupid money.
Yes,
No,
right.
but that's where it would be tough because your life would be awesome from then on out, but you wouldn't have enough to share with everyone,
Elon
and
Musk
that's what
has
would.
stupid money.
She wants
Sharing
to
away
buy that
Twitter?
changes their lives.
Yes,
Unless you were literally splitting the whole thing.
yes, but you could still have fun with people. I think that's where it'd be like, dude, I got a dope house. UFCs are on me. Like, I'm gonna give away some cool Christmas presents.
I
want to
go on a week-long vacation. Don't worry about it. It's on me.
Yes, so you could do
That'd be
some.
sick.
You could do some fun things, but not life-changing things. So
Here's a question: what is the absolute dumbest purchase you know you would make? Goes against all financial advisement.
It's a really good question.
Because 700 million, it's stupid money. You could
Yeah.
make easily a dumb
I
purchase.
would buy the podium racing games that have the TVs and the cockpit and it's like $10,000 for a video game
Oh,
to
yeah.
drive cars and fly planes and
In your
it's
house?
TVs
That's not
like
a dumb purchase.
I know,
That's
but
sick, dude.
That's a badass
it's
purchase.
but to me it's like really you're gonna buy $10,000 worth of video game stuff.
Yes.
That ain't even a
So-
drop in the bucket.
Yeah, I would end up nickel and diming. Like I wouldn't go buy a jet.
No.
I would nickel and dime. I'd buy a new house, big enough house for me and all the things I'm gonna buy, TVs, PC parts, games, simulators, that type of
Yep.
shit, VR,
But
food.
you're still only talking thousands. You're not talking millions.
I know, but that's how I would spend that money. Is fucking amenities. Is nickel and diming these things I've never had that I've always wanted, and then the rest would be vacations. The rest would
Yes.
be a weekend in here,
I think
travel over there.
I
or
would
whatever.
I'd probably buy a nice house in a vacation destination.
Yeah, I would want to have
And
a
that's
home.
that's probably a dumb purchase just
No,
for me.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
I
okay.
don't think so because if you set it up to where it's a Airbnb and it
I'm
gets
rich enough that I don't give a fuck if I Airbnb it.
But do you want a maid to live there and it's 100% clean and pristine and the food is stocked with
Yeah, I'll pay them. I'll
food,
pay the maid
the-
100
the-
grand a year to live there.
Yeah. I
That's how you go broke.
That's what I'm saying. That's a dumb purchase.
a
that,
dumb
yeah, I would
purchase.
absolutely.
But if you
make.
only have like one in Hawaii, one in Florida, one in Montana, it wouldn't be if you win 700 if your take home is 700 million, that's not going to be that much to pay someone to live there and to maintain the home.
I had an uncle when I was like 10 years old. He asked me, he's like, "Do you know how much $1 billion is?" And I was like, "A lot of money, but sure." He's like, "No, I don't think you comprehend how much $1 billion is. How long would it take you to spend $1 billion?"
Long freaking.
Yes.
Because that's essentially 700 million. I mean, not quite $1 billion, but it's close enough.
Oh, yeah.
It's close.
How long would you? Because a lot of lottery winners go broke, depressed, and right, they're just
Pretty fast.
day one back how they were.
Yep.
Do you think you would be with 700 million?
Oh, I think you could, especially us. Like, I'm gonna brag for a minute. Us three are intelligent to some degree. We're stupid in others, but I think we could make it last very, very long. Like to where our
I'd get bored.
kids would never have to worry about working.
I don't think you'd get bored. I agree with you, Trevin. Like you would.
I get bored spending money. I'd just be like, I don't want to spend it anymore.
No.
Do you think Bill Gates is bored spending money?
Yeah, that's why he just throws it at everything else. He's just like, I don't know, let's
Yeah.
buy a thing in Africa.
And that's awesome.
I would never get bored. I would
I don't think
always
so either.
I would be so happy every day to be able to work out, play video games, connect with family. Like,
And here's
I
the
would
scary
love it.
part. I am an incredibly impulsive person. Incredibly impulsive. I'm at the store. I see something I want. I know I got the money for it. I ain't even thinking about it. I get it. So if you give me
yeah.
$700 million
I'm like
to do
that
that
now.
with, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right now. $700 million. I wake up and, babe, it's kind of cold out today. I really want to go to the Bahamas. That's how impulsive I am.
Let's rent a private jet, go down there and spend the weekend.
And that's how I think I'd lose my money.
But
yes, that would be how you. Yeah, I can see that.
So Braden or I have to win. If you win it, just give it to us, and we'll make sure that you're a good video game partner.
Yeah, because
Can I go to the Bahamas, Daddy?
but then I would have
Jordan.
I would have my house in the Bahamas with my other video game system set up. So I'd be like, I'm going to the Bahamas just to play video games.
Here's the problem with
Chat
me.
in a couple hours.
I am really close with my cousins on the one side of my family. Guys, I would give a lot of money away. Like if I won 700 million.
Yeah, because you didn't answer that question. How much would you give?
If I got 700 million, I bet you my wife would kill me. But I bet you give away 200 to 300 million.
What?
I'm not.
No way,
Dude, I don't need.
That's irresponsible.
But it would be like I would be sitting down, and it's just because I'd be giving $1 million to each family member because I love my cousins on my family. Like they're just awesome people, and I'd loved it because $1 million, that's a lot, but it doesn't do much. Like they only get half of it because then they have to pay taxes on it, and so they only get 500,000. Yeah. So that's where it goes quick. When you have 60 something cousins, like that happens. But again, I guess that's only 60.
With $700 million, you can figure out how to skirt around that tax law.
True.
Yeah, you start a trust. You do all.
Oh yeah. True, and then you'd only maybe need to give away like 100 or something.
I don't. You're giving away half your winnings.
Not half, but a decent chunk. I would want to.
Here's the thing too. Like I got family members who would never even know I won the lottery.
True. Yeah. There's gonna be family members that
Like I would, but my grandparents would be living in a mansion. They'd be like, "How the you living in a mansion?"
And what's good is I'm confident enough with my decision making. I wouldn't care. Like I would give it to who I wanted to. Like I had a conversation with one of my aunts that I'm really close with, and like, man, it'd be hard to give it to some and not others. And she's like, no. You have connections with certain people, and that's part of life, and other people can get over it. And like we were joking about lottery, and it's true. Like that's you win and lose sometimes.
Yep.
You'd give away way too much money.
Oh, it'd be so.
You would have your financial advisor go, and Trevin, you're going to be broke in 2 years. Nobody's ever spent $1 billion in 2 years but you.
It would be, how cool it would be though? Imagine me sitting down with you guys one day and being like, "Hey guys, I want to talk to you about something. Here's a little trust. You guys got to sign your name, and it's in years after that." Like, dude, that'd be so cool. But
you would give enough away to at least one or two individuals that they're your kind of compadres forever.
Yeah, I have an entourage probably. Yeah, when I want to go to a concert or
true.
On a vacation, I've got buddies because they don't work anymore. Yeah, I made sure of it.
That's true. Which
actually, hold on. Thinking about that, that's not very much.
No.
If you paid somebody $150,000 a year, that's really not very much.
It would take 8 years to be $1 million.
Right.
True, and that is plenty of money for them to. You might need to go 250 to make it comfy for them.
But if you do $1 million, you can quit.
If you gave me $1 million right now, I would not quit. But if you gave me $250,000 a year, I would quit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's different.
And that's only after 15 years. That's only like $3 million
for 250,000.
250,000 a year.
Yeah,
and so if you did that with a few friends that you wanted to like just, and it could. I mean, you don't have to.
Here's the thing.
You could break up with them too.
What if I said, Braden?
But like you got a 5-year contract.
Braden, I'm paying all your bills today, and giving you $200K per year.
That'd be wild.
Paying all your bills today and giving you $150K a year.
Ooh, sorry.
I would take it.
Yeah, because all your bills are paid. So at what threshold?
Yeah, so that money is just straight whatever you want.
Yes, to play with. And that's where it might be like if you're home, and maybe that's what it is. It's like you get enough to pay everything off, have a couple vehicles, some toys, and then here's a salary of $150 a year.
Yep.
And that's not bad.
Yeah.
Hey, bitchin'.
Yeah, sorry, that went a little bit longer.
No, we can make that a whole episode.
That was a good one. How long?
20 minutes?
20 minutes? Let's keep going. This is a grab bag special.
Okay.
We can do one, maybe two more.
Yep.
Depending on how fast it goes. So, I'm curious. I've heard this on I can't remember if it was a stream or a YouTube video before, but are you guys folders or scrunchers?
I fold 100%. Well, unless it's messy.
People
you scrunch if it's messy?
Yes.
Hold on.
Let me explain.
Yeah, no, explain.
So if it's
before you explain, people listening have no idea what you're talking about.
That's probably a good thing. They'll catch on in a minute.
So if it's a kaboom and there's some rippling effect that causes repercussions up into the atmosphere.
You're dropping a bomb, is what you're saying.
You're dropping a big bomb.
Okay.
And it is messy. That's where I scrunch it up
like
big
the
enough.
water, or is it like it exploded and everywhere?
The back of the wall.
No, not in the back of the wall. Like it's a messy diarrhea one where it's like some serious diarrhea, some explosiveness to where like it splashes up. So what I do on that case is I take a big enough scrunch that I can wipe to make sure that it's not everywhere. Most of the time it isn't. Like I've had that happen a couple times, but that's my oh shit.
Why I don't like doing that is because when you scrunch, the ripples and edges catch different parts, and therefore like you don't know where it's coming from.
I know, and you know
that's scary too.
Yeah.
You don't know where it's coming from, so you're like, "Fuck! Is it on my right cheek? Is it on my left cheek? Is it like in the middle? Like it's hard to tell."
Yeah.
But you scrunch you keep scrunching till it's like, okay, it's clean.
So when you get back when you wipe your counter, do you scrunch up the rag, or do you fold it?
I fold and I get every inch of that thing.
Okay, so what the hell are you doing?
That's what I'm saying.
Scrunching for the dirtiest mess.
Oh, so if you have an explosive one, you just wipe the edge to make sure nothing's on the edge.
I'm calculated. I do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. I have a technique where it's like, okay, start over there and move in.
Oh,
and playing like a snake on my ass.
I'm checking. Where am I dirty? Where am I dirty? Oh, there's a lot there. Gotta go over twice. Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason I fold is because I know it's secure. I don't have this mess of glob of toilet paper, and I know what how big my ass is and how big my hand is, so I know it's not going to touch me.
True, yeah.
If I scrunch, I'm like, fuck, is my thumb gonna hit? Like,
when you scrunch, like you're not guaranteed coverage over the fingers.
If you scrunch big enough, you are.
Yeah, but then what are you, 15? You're 15 squares into that. That.
You're using too much. How many squares is normal?
So
10?
Damn, dude. For 3-ply.
Okay.
Are you guys not 3-ply guys?
I don't know. I buy toilet paper that's thick.
I probably am.
You gotta next time you buy, make sure you get 3-ply. Like you're doing yourself a disservice if you're getting anything less than 3.
Buy 3-ply or go die.
Amen. So 3-ply, 3 to 4 squares. That's the
3 to 4.
That's the method.
I do 4 or 5, but then I fold it, and I might actually
fold twice.
Yeah, fold twice.
Do you do that with 3 squares? Then you're only like this.
Do you after you fold?
I bet your butthole, dude.
After you fold, do you pick it up and airstrike, or do you ground assault around the thigh?
Pick it up and airstrike.
Like, do you pick it up off your thigh after you folded it and then bring it over and find something, or do you slide it down there?
I pick it up.
I don't put it on my thigh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You fold it in the air?
Yeah. I take it and then I fold it in the air on my hand, and then I'm good to go.
Yeah.
See, I fold it on my thigh and then I slide it from my thigh down to my butt.
See, I pinch it. I'm trying to paint the picture for all the listeners.
I know.
I pinch it, so I've got it. So I make sure that it doesn't get caught.
Pinch it with his fingers, not his butt cheeks.
Yeah, thank you. Pinch it with my fingers, so that as I drag it, it doesn't get caught, and like how you get caught, but the fingers keep going.
Yeah.
Then it's just stuck there.
Yep.
So I can drag it, and then the fingers are to put pressure.
So here's the next question: do you go in between the legs, or do you go around the back?
Around the back. You can't go in between if you're a guy.
Or there's some people that go in between and they get them nutty buddies all dirty.
Do you guys? So I think I've told you guys this. So I think I'm the weird one. Do you guys lean, or do you guys like lift a little, or what? How do you guys?
I lean.
Yeah, I lift.
You lift?
I lift.
So you're doing a squat.
I guess technically
you're fully removed from the seat.
I remove my ass from the seat.
Nah.
And then so you wipe once, and then what? Sit back down and fold another, and then sit up.
Yeah.
You do, really?
Yeah.
You sit down and up every single time you wipe.
Yes.
That is wild.
Yeah. So
here's the hot take.
But
no wonder you're tired at night when you get home. You took a shit at work and you gotta relax.
No, because you're thinking I'm like doing like some squats. I'm just lifting.
An inch.
Yeah, I'm just lifting so I can get my hand in there, and then I'm doing the wipe, and then and then I'm sitting back down. Do you guys check? So make sure it's clean.
Yeah, I'm getting into that a little bit. Here's the hot take that a lot of people don't know until they have this conversation, because people don't talk about this.
I know.
There are people who stand and wipe. There are people who sit and wipe. There are people who lean and wipe. And there are people who squat and wipe. And there's probably some other weirdos out there who do some different things.
Leg up on the toilet?
Yeah,
or on the tub?
They lay down. Not they can spread even more.
Not everybody wipes like you and thinks, and you don't know how they wipe. Same thing with like the folding and scrunching conversation. Not everybody does the same thing. It's
Yes.
very weird.
Now, are you front, back to front to back?
Front to back.
Front to back.
Exclusively?
No. Here's my thing. I go front to back until it's clean. Have you ever done just a checkup back to front wipe right at the end?
Oh yeah.
So I go front to back on the first one, and then I'll like go back and forth once it starts to get clean to make sure.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
so
I
what-
actually go back to front first, and then
You're so fucking weird.
why?
You got to go back to or front to back.
That's for
What
women
if
have
it's-
to do that.
What if it's really dirty and then you accidentally get some on your sack?
I don't pull it across my sack.
How much am I censoring this episode? Just nuts, sacks. Sorry, whoever's mom's listening. I really apologize.
I don't.
This one's not too bad. We're good.
I don't pull it far enough that it gets into.
Does it ever get on your gooch?
No.
You might have to censor gooch.
Why? You have to censor nuts or you got to censor gooch?
What words should we censor? Hit us up in the DMs.
They're like all of it.
This one's extreme.
Yeah. So I go front to back first, but then back to front first, and then front to back, and then sometimes I random. I get crazy, right? Free will. I go.
Sideways?
I made this choice.
Then I just do like 2 front to backs
Ooh.
or 3 front or back to fronts or something
Here's
until it's clean.
Have you ever had hemorrhoids?
I have
You
a
gotta
couple.
do a pat.
You
Ooh.
gotta pat.
You can't do
Bro.
a you can't do a
Is it
scrape.
painful? Is that
Dude, hemorrhoids. I've only had them like 2 or 3 times in my life. The first time I had them, I called up my mom and I said, "Mom, I have something awkward I need to ask you, but I have hemorrhoids, and I'm not saying that you've had them, but if you have, I'd like some advice." And she's like, "Oh, it's okay." And she walked me through it and talked about it, but oh my gosh, they are so painful.
When you see blood on that toilet paper, you're like, "Ooh, something is wrong."
I
And
never
if you
had it,
scrape
yeah.
more, you get more blood, so you can't do that. You got to pat.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
How do you get clean if you
Dude, I'm bidet team. I wish everywhere
Yeah.
went bidets.
Yeah,
we could buy
bidets.
them. We could buy
I
the
know, but like
inserts,
in
we
America, it's kind of
we
like
just
it's
don't.
not a social norm. That's a social norm we should have talked about.
Ooh, bidets.
That's wiping in bidets.
How many ghost poo? Let me rephrase this. How many zero wipers have you had in your life?
I've never
What?
not wiped.
No,
never-
I've had a few where I've
Oh,
like,
where you
wiped to
didn't-
check and
where
it's
you
clean.
need to.
Where you wipe and you're like, did I
Fiber
miss?
intake's really good, and you're like, this is clean. I've
Yeah.
had a couple of those. I've never had any that I trusted without testing.
Yeah. Have you always done a second wipe to test?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have never done a 1 wipe. It's
So
always 2 or more.
I am proud to say we talked about this probably a year and a half ago, but I am proud to say there was one point, I think it was like 3 or 4 months ago, I was having so much like consistent bowel movements that were zero wipers. Like I wiped and it was clean, and I wiped and it was clean. I was like, oh
You
shit.
got used to the feeling.
And no, really, like there was,
That's
I
healthy.
had probably, yeah, like there was a little while where it was so, and I need to go back, and I don't even know what I was eating or how active I was being, but there was a couple times like I wiped them and I was like, yeah, it's clean, I'm good to go. But it was because it happened so often for like a few
You
weeks in a
trusted it.
row. Oh yeah, I
But
started to
my
trust
technique
the system.
is good. The feeling was right.
Yeah,
I know that it's clean.
yeah, but it was because it happened like several times.
Dude, we should have put a trigger warning on this episode to put your headphones in.
Let 'em
Don't
in.
listen to this in public out loud, or you're gonna get some looks.
I think as soon as they hear the fold of the scrunch, then they're gonna be like, whoop.
Next, please. But as far as a lunchtime conversation goes, this is a true one. Like we
This
had
is.
this, and it was interesting to see because I think us 3 had it, and then we talked about it with other individuals, and they did not want to talk about it. And they're like, I'm really uncomfortable. So this is true.
If you stuck around this long, you're a true lunchtime conversation trooper.
Yes,
yeah.
you're one of the Jedis.
Yes, welcome, young.
Here's something
Padawan.
really funny. I want to test the audience to go do. Go ask somebody whether or not they sit when they wipe or they stand when they wipe. Pull like 3 or 5 people, and you're gonna get a look of like, wait a minute, there's options.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it will blow your mind that
I
there's
think-
options.
I think the start of the conversation is how we started. Is are you a folder or a scruncher?
Yep.
And then they're like, oh, what do you mean? Like like when you
When
you
do
wipe,
the deed.
do you fold or you scrunch? And you'll be able to gauge who's
how into the conversation.
who's interested in that conversation. Because sometimes people be like, oh yeah, fold easy, and then that okay, you're comfortable with this. Now we can start talking. Some
Yep.
people are like, why do you want to know? and then you're like, oh, okay, never mind, you know. So,
Or you can be like, it's just fun. Be like, okay, it is fun. Let's talk about it.
yeah, this is a good one. I'm glad we did it.
But
This is one of those ones that actually started the thought of this.
oh yeah, just like it's so funny to talk
We
about.
finally did it.
It made it on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Ass wiping.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Last one, or let's see, 31 minutes. Want to do another one?
We can do another quick one, yeah.
Okay, let's do another quick grab bag. Topic. Doomsday apocalypse is upon us. The nukes are falling. What are your plans? What are you doing?
What are we doing on a doomsday?
So with nukes,
Panic.
I watched a video.
Panic, yeah.
I watched a video and it was actually pretty insightful. It talked about how if, say you survive it, say there was a nuclear attack at a Air Force base that was close by your home, and you survive the initial blast, they say stay inside for 48 hours but seal off everything. Like try to
saran wrap your windows.
Yeah, saran wrap your windows and your vents.
Try to make it as airtight as you can.
Yeah, so obviously you're not going to run out of oxygen. There is going to be some radiation that gets in, but try to seal it off. As if you have a cold cellar like in your basement that you could go into and there's only one vent, like go in there for a couple days and just hang out, rest, play some games, let it settle. Because by that time the fallout then rests and gets wherever it's going. It's not like in the air and you're actively breathing it. I don't know how true it is, but
there's going to be different things you do depending on the doomsday scenario. Like in a nuclear attack, you're not going to go into a uranium-filled area or like an area full of whatever the nukes are, right? Yeah. Radiation, that's what I was trying to say.
The doomsday happens. I don't have storage stuff, you know, so I think my initial reaction is calling loved ones and friends and family and just kind of like, hey,
I didn't prepare. Can I?
No, I'm not. I'm not necessarily like mooching, but it's like, hey, you know, what's happening? How serious is this? Do we know that it's doomsday right off the bat?
True.
You wouldn't. In like a nuke scenario, you would probably assume we're still okay.
Yeah, or like someone's gonna come.
Yep.
That's probably where my initial reaction would be is, okay, this is an emergency. We're gonna get information on what we should do, and then we'll go from there. And so I would wait a couple of days, probably start thinking about, food and that kind of stuff, and probably going and getting into the riot, get some food just in case. And then it would be a sit and wait for a minute. And then after a couple of days, we don't hear anything. That's when I would start to be like, okay, we need to start figuring something out.
Yeah. And every situation's so different. So if you go to like EMP strike scenario, that's where, so like if you detonate
nukes, electronics don't work.
But it's every electronics. Like if you detonate nukes high up in the atmosphere, it creates an EMP and it fries electronics. But it fries everything. Your car doesn't start. Mm-hmm. Batteries in your flashlight don't work. Your cell phone doesn't turn on. So like you're back to the 1800s.
We wouldn't have heat. We wouldn't have.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be tough.
So every situation is different. I think it's smart to be prepared. And the reason I say be prepared is just have some food storage and some stuff to last for a couple weeks.
Have a way to feed your family.
A way to
have a way to defend your family, and have a way for a means of movement or a travel or escape if you need it.
Yeah,
it's probably a safe bet to say.
And the other
your
thing,
car doesn't work. Nobody has me
unless an asteroid hits because you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, and the other thing I've heard is people sometimes look at the preppers as crazy, but the one thing that I've heard, because I come from an LDS background and they push that quite a bit, but they talk about how helpful it was, because they push a lot that you should excuse me, that you should be prepared, but for everyday things. What if your company shuts down and you lose your job and you get laid off? Well, for the next week while you're looking for a job, you have food storage. You don't really need to worry about buying food. You can use that for a couple weeks. So like even those situations, it's good to have it.
Yeah, it's true.
Let alone if something really bad happened.
I think that line of prepping becomes when I am prepping to survive 10 years underground.
Yes.
Like, okay, guy,
you dig out, you put a storage container.
Yeah, you need weeks worth of water, and you need some dried food.
Yep.
And something. Yeah, you need survival shit.
Yeah.
You don't need to prep a war, a 10-year long war that you need to button down the hatch.
Here's a question. This is kind of where this started or like originated from. You ever seen the movie Don't Look Up?
Yeah.
On Netflix?
Yes.
The asteroid's coming for like weeks to months. Like we know it's coming.
Yeah.
Not only do we know it's coming, we know it's a planet killer.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I wouldn't go to work. Just hang out with my family. Just vibe. Probably eat some magic mushrooms.
It would take me a while to believe it.
Would you try
You
to
wouldn't
like
look up
I'd look up. Yeah. But it would take me a while to like to change anything.
to come to terms with it.
Yeah, it would take me a while to be like, because there's been the 2012 and the Mayan calendar, you know.
Yeah, but this is like proven science where they're showing you where it's coming from. They're mapping out trajectories. They're showing it on TV.
Then at that point I'd start believing it.
You got 261 days before we're done.
Man,
Trevin, you'd give up immediately?
You'd go straight to just
My thought would be like, I could still outlive this.
Really?
Now, and don't look up if at the end. Spoiler alert, by the way. The asteroid the planet like explodes
It
into
hits
pieces.
hard. Yeah.
But like the dinosaur asteroid, for instance, the dinosaur
True.
asteroid.
Yes, if it's a dinosaur asteroid, I would hope there's ways to
Things
survive.
lived through that.
Yes.
I would. So my assumption is that like this is a planet-killing asteroid. I'd be like, nah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna prepare to live.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're like, well,
Go find the deepest mine shaft. Go find the bunker.
Yeah.
Something to survive.
Yep.
I don't think I could get myself to give up ever, really.
No, and by give up, I mean if they're like, hey, it's 261 days, like the world would go into chaos. Like,
yeah,
the stock market would crumble. Things would just like go into, like, you look at 2020 and it was like, hey, there's a virus. We're sending everyone to work from home. Shelves went empty. So I think the world would go into chaos.
farmers would quit farming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm not going to plant crops for next year. So like,
Yeah.
I think it would just turn into kind of just like, oh, well, let's hang out for a little while and it'd be chaotic. And then there'd be like, well, we need some order before we starve to death, which is 261 days away, not 2 days away.
Yeah, I think you're right. It'd be chaos to begin with, and then there would be some order, and then there'd be chaos again.
Oh yeah, like can you imagine like the last 3 days? Like it's getting big. Like it's twice the size of the moon as it's coming in, and you're just like, shoot, 2 more days. Like that's what
That would be
wild.
terrifying.
I think that might be actually a little more peaceful than anything. I don't know, maybe like it would just be like by that time we've come to terms with it, and it's just like
That's the end.
there it
True,
is.
but it would also depend. You might be on the side of the globe that you don't get to see the asteroid
don't
hit,
see
and
it.
you get the wave of just chaos
Just get
of
slapped by an explosion.
Oh yeah. So it'd be different. Like if it's coming dead center for you, that probably would be cool. Cause it's like, dude, you're not.
What
gonna
if
feel
Elon
a
Musk
thing.
came out and said, "Hey, $100,000 to everyone on the rocket. We're gonna go orbit the Earth. See what this asteroid does. If there's an Earth left, we'll land."
Oh, dude, there actually might be way more of like that space travel shit where it's
Yeah.
like we don't know what's gonna happen, but
Either way, we're dead.
we've got rockets ready, and we can build capsules in a month, and we're just gonna
True.
start launching. What happens, but
We're dead if we don't.
get on, let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd sign up.
I would too.
You would?
Yeah, get me on. You
Well,
might-
why wouldn't you? Because you're dead if you don't.
I'd
What are you
wait. I'd wait, and I wouldn't be that first round.
True, I wouldn't be the first. Yeah, not the first round, but I'd be like, okay, on day 245, I'll launch. Like, cause you're not gonna stick around for a few more days. Might as well just launch out and see what happens. Even if they put me in cryo
But
sleep.
I bet you we wouldn't actually be prepared for that at all. I think Neil deGrasse Tyson
Organized
says
even.
it, and I kind of agree. It's much easier to figure out how to defend against an asteroid than it is to figure out how to colonize a planet.
True.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Where
So,
like
like-
we'd almost Armageddon blow it up into small pieces before
Yeah.
we tried it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which that would be cool.
everyone
too.
would just launch their nukes at the asteroid to see what happened.
let's
to see
figure
if
out
they
how
can
to-
push it off
Mhm.
trajectory a little
or
bit.
even put the moon in the way. You know, like somehow like get
Oh.
rockets on the moon to like get to adjust its orbit
Defend
so
Earth.
that it starts to orbit out and it gets further out and then it fucking
we
knocks
get
it
we get the top level pool players to go up there and be like, hey, how do we need to hit the moon to deflect it this way, but have the asteroid go that way?
yeah, deflect it back into orbit.
Yes, true. We'll pick it up in a year and a half.
That's sick,
Earth
dude.
gets rings because the asteroid gets exploded. So now we're like
Oh,
Saturn
that'd be
with
cool.
rings or
That
whatever.
would be sick. How's it going? I like that one.
Hell yeah. Cool. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.